Yeah. Glad to be here. Good evening, everyone. Um, I'm so happy for a time like this. Thank you for joining me in today on my channel. Thank you. Okay, we'll begin now. My name is Oyeladun, and I'm from Nigeria. I recently relocated to Sweden from Nigeria. I'm doing my master's degree here, and I moved into Sweden in August, and it's been so fun. However, I saw the importance of starting this channel because of the struggle I had as a new immigrant, especially considering the difficulty of getting things done because of language barrier. In Sweden here, language is very, very important. Thank you for joining. Please kindly drop your chat, comments, question, anything you have. I am available to attend to you. So the challenge with language is so much. So I thought, let me start this channel, and then it will be a platform to help people know what is in for them. It's not just about relocating. There is much more. This Sweden is good, no doubt about that. There are much more to know on things you need to get ready, things you need to get set, you know, so that you can settle in properly in Sweden. And one of that most important thing is language. You want to buy thing in the store, the language is important to them. You hear the sales rep not minding whether you understand the language or not. You'll just be speaking the language. You want to call customer care, maybe your line, or you want to call their agency offices, maybe you want to call social security, anywhere. The first language of contact is Swedish. And that was why I felt, let me, you know, let me create this channel so that all of us who are having the same struggle, we can, we can connect together and see how we can help ourselves when it comes to language. So I'll just give some minute for people to join me, and then we will continue. Thank you. If you're already on, thank you so much. Please, you can drop in the comment section if you can hear me or you're having any form of challenge regarding my life. If my live session, if my audio is not clear, please let me know. Thank you. I'll be waiting. Thank you. Thank you. Only Jesus matters. I appreciate. Oh, thank you so much. Great. Great, great, great. Thank you so much. All right, so this evening I will be starting with what SFE is. Having come to Nigeria, to Sweden, and then discover that Swedish is very, very important. I realized that I need to take learning the language very serious. When you even apply for jobs, when you do things, you discover that there are barely anything you can do in Sweden without the language. And it's not that they don't understand English. Actually, they do. They understand English, they speak English, but they value their language, especially those ones that are cultured. You go to church as Christians, they are speaking the language, and if you do not understand, you feel lost. You will look so lost. So Swedish is very, 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 very important to every immigrant who is willing to integrate so well in Sweden. So if you're out there and then you're planning to come to Sweden for studies, and your studies 2 years, 1 year, whatever the duration may be, you need to take learning the language very serious. So, excuse me, I'm going to begin. What is SFI? SFI is Swedish for immigration. So it is a program arranged by Swedish government for all immigrants, both young and old, to take on learning Swedish language, and it is completely free. It's completely free. It is it is well regulated that you will not have challenge learning the language through the platform. However, from my experience, there are steps and there are things you need to know before you can get enrolled for SFE. SFE, yes, here in Sweden. So what are the steps? The steps I took before I got myself placed in SFE. So the first thing is, when we arrived in Sweden, because I came into Sweden with my family. When I arrived in Sweden in August, I first of all needed to sort getting my pension number. That is in English, personal number. That's like your ID number. So I needed to do all sorts of registration, because without that number, you can't do anything in Sweden. That number, pension number, it's very, very important. So I needed to do that. After I got my personal number, that's about close to 5 weeks after I arrived in Sweden. Then I was able to now go to the website of SFE to register. And trust me, there are lots of waiting period. You don't just register and get yourself placed immediately. So the first thing is, you log on to the website, then you book a session for information session. They call it, that's the first encounter you have with those people that will arrange your placement. So they call it information session. I registered in September, and I was able to get a date for October. For some people, there are longer period. It depends on how quick you are to get that date. So after that registration, I got a date for my information session, and then I went. And so it is at that information session you will be introduced to what SFE is, how the program is run, each level of SFE, which I'm still going to talk about eventually in my other sessions, or in my other audios, other videos, forgive me. So you will then get those information. So when I got to that information sessions, they played a video for us, telling us, advising us on how we can quickly pick up the language as immigrants. And then the three main goal of SFE is to help you integrate, most importantly to prepare you for labor market, what we call labor market, that's for employment here in Sweden. Because as you're applying for many jobs, if you really want jobs that are legit, that are not black jobs, legit jobs that you have to sign contract to, except for some organizations that are English organized, you will see it clearly on their website. Swedish language proficiency, Swedish, both written and spoken. So the main goal of the government, of Swedish government, for establishing SFI is to enable you get fit for the job world here in Sweden. So after that information, we watch the video and all that, then you do a personal individual interview with one of their staff, who will then ask what your level is. So there are 4 levels in SFA. We have A, B, C, and D. So A, B, C, and D. A is for those that are completely illiterate. B, maybe you finish secondary school. Then C is for those that has finished higher institution back in their home from their home country. So it doesn't mean that you will not still start from the beginning, because I remember I still asked question that I won't mind to begin from here, and I was told that no, it's not necessary. Thank you for joining, all of you that are joining. I truly appreciate your presence. It's mean a lot to me, and it makes me feel I am not alone here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so you discover that the level doesn't mean, if you are beginning from C, it doesn't matter the level you are beginning from. They will still go back to the beginning. I mean, to teaching you from the alphabet. They will still go back. So because I had a degree and I'm doing a master, I had to begin from level C. And then, because I do not have any background, you're welcome. Please kindly drop a chat for me. You can just drop a hi for me, drop any chat, and I will acknowledge your presence on this live stream. Just say something on the comment section for me, and I'm going to acknowledge you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you. All right, so let me go back. So you discover that it doesn't matter where you are, whether it is primary school, you finish, whether it is secondary school, whatever your level is, there is a class for you in SFA. So as a degree holder, I was placed on level C. Now, so you would think immediately I did that interview, the next week I'm going to be placed in school. No. So the wait just began. And so I think after about 5 weeks again, I was contacted that there is a space for me in a nearby school. And then I was invited again for another introduction session. So in Swedish, they call it introduktion session. So, and that is where they now tell us what the class will look like, how many time in a week as a student. If you are not a student, they will also tell you everything you need to do and all that. They will explain the stages to you, or they explain the stages, all the levels of of the classes, meeting your teacher, registering yourself in the class, doing assignments, what will happen if you miss class, what will happen if and possible duration of being able to finish the class and your certification. And trust me, that introduction section was worth it. So that is an overview of SFE. And then I was told that there is no way you won't be able to speak, read, and write if you pay attention to each of the classes in SFE. All right. Now, who is SFE for? Who needs SFE? One, if you are thinking of moving to Sweden, You need the language. I remember the other day I was speaking with a friend and it was like, there is no job really. There is no job you would not need to interact with the native. And they are glad if you can speak their language. Then they consider you for more opportunities. Except you just want to come to Sweden and be doing the menial jobs. But if you have vision for a better or professional development, a better career development, the language is very, very important to you. So you need to take up acquiring the language very, very serious. While I understand that the study, especially if you're a family person, managing your study, managing your family, you know, may not be an easy thing. But then you will just, because for me, that was my perspective. If I wait, I will only be stopping myself from laying my hand on some benefit or on some opportunity. Because, for example, now I'm a trained, certified and licensed teacher from Nigeria, but I can't teach in many of their schools because of the language restrictions. I can't. I need the language to be able to communicate effectively with the children. In fact, there was a job I applied for. I was qualified. I have everything. I was just mailed that, can I speak and write Swedish? Because Swedish is a requirement. So don't let anyone deceive you that don't worry, you'll be fine. You don't need the language. It's not completely true. You need the language. And I have visited a clinic. In fact, if you now say, and I will look for clinic job, my dear, I have visited a cleaning or company with set of friends in this Sweden. Excuse me. We went to inquire if there are opportunity for us to work, and they said, "Oh, good. You need a part-time job, blah blah blah." Yes, we do. Do you speak Swedish? No. Can you write Swedish? No. We are sorry. Swedish is a requirement because in many of our offices, you need to be able to speak Swedish before we can give you a job. So that's as little as cleaning job. So the only time you may not need Swedish is if you begin to pick up black jobs. Although there are some job like delivery job, maybe with Foodora, with some, you don't need language. Of course, it's for you to pick up package and go and deliver it. But as time goes on, you need to have the language. You really need the language. So as you begin to prepare yourself for your study or for your relocation or for your integration in Sweden, also arrange Swedish language learning in your priority list. Let it be one of your top priority. And I see it as the earlier the better you pick it up and then you know it. It will help you. It will help you access some opportunity. Many people who are thinking the language is not important, you know, are unable to access. So the language is for you if you have the plan to come to Sweden and settle down in Sweden. Maybe after your study or during your study, you want to lay your hand on good employment opportunity. Thank you so much for those hearts. They mean a lot to me. I really, really, really appreciate them. Thank you. All right. Okay. Who is SFE for? SFE is also for you if you're already in Sweden. Until now, you have not gotten yourself a placement. I tell you, SFE is very, very important for you. So don't joke with learning the language. If you know you've been in Sweden moving here and there from time to time, it's time to sit up and pick up the language. Now, for example, if I come from Nigeria and I discover that, thank you, Esther, I see you, thank you so much. I come from Nigeria. I discovered that ordinary markets we go to, if I, while I was in Lagos in Nigeria, for those of you who are familiar with Lagos, if you want to go to the market where the Hausas sell stuff, if you want them to sell to you very well, just speak Hausas to them. They will be happy That is the way I see Swedish language. I do not know how to speak so much, but the little I've picked on Duolingo before I moved down here. If I see a Swede and I say, hey, hey, Umadu, you see the excitement on their face to respond, oh, bro, before they now discovered actually I can't speak more than that. You understand? If you really, really want to have access to some opportunity, you need SFE. So money is important. I need money too. Oh. You need to look for job, you need to look for money. So I will just rugged it. I will just find my way around it. It's good to find your way around it, but I bet you, if you pick up SFE, you may not need to do many of those struggles. So you can just be doing your jama when you are picking up the language. And then the moment you pick up the language, you'll be open and available for those opportunities. So if you are looking for a better life here in Sweden, SFE is important. It is an important step and stage of your integration here in Sweden. Who is SFE for? Who is SFE for? SFE is for you who want to be, you want to, especially if you have the mind of being in the education system, the social work system, those humanitarian environments where you have to deal with human, you need SFE. If you want to teach, you need SFE. If you want to work maybe with the elders, you are coming as an health person, you want to work with the old people, or you want to work as a doctor, you want to work as a nurse, you want to work as professional, you need SFE. SFE is very, very important to you because, of course, oh, bro, Esther, that's to me, kids. Thank you. So, SFE is important to you. It is not everybody who come to Sweden that end up a cleaner. No, it is not. Many people come to Sweden and they are doing well. They are doing well. In fact, the only person that has told me that he didn't take the issue of SFE important was because his job does not require too much of communicating with people. He doesn't have to be speaking with people. Maybe he's a construction site worker. Maybe, I don't know, but he's an engineer. But if you are dealing with human, you want to run business, you want to do anything that deals with human, you need SFE. Thank you. Now, why is SFE important? Why is SFE important? Before I continue, does anyone ask question for me? Any question for me, please? I appreciate your presence, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Why is SFE important? Before I go to that, why is SFE important? I'm still waiting if I can get questions before I continue on why SFE is a very, very important aspect of our integration. Okay, in absence of none, why is SFE important? I have highlighted that before. SFE, okay. How long will it take? Thank you, Esther, for that question. How long will it take before a person can become fluent in speaking the language? That's a good question, Esther. Okay, so from the introduction session, after I've been placed, the teacher who introduced the class to us then said the minimum number of months that we're expected to take up both stage 1, stage 2, And then stage 3 of the class, before we then begin to take specialized classes and exam, is 15 months. However, it could be less. It depends on you. It depends on you, your interest, and the time you commit to it. So how long it will take you to pick up the language? Because I've also had a colleague who told me he he was she went through SFE all through, and she couldn't still speak. I also have met someone who said, no, that's not true. She didn't do more than 8 months, and then she passed all exam, and then she can speak fluently. Of course, she was speaking fluently. So I should not believe, because I was also expressing my concern to the person that I fear SFU, because I was told it may be difficult to pick up speaking and all that. Because he was telling me, no, I shouldn't listen to the side that is saying it's difficult. I should just put in my heart and be very positive. I shouldn't be shy to speak to people when I start to learn. I should practice, do all my assignment, and between 8 to 12 months, I should be able to speak. And of course, we're on this channel together. You are going to be seeing my progress now as we move on. So I believe between within that 15 months, I should be able to speak fluently. Hopefully. Let's hope for the best. Yeah, let's hope for the best. All right, thank you for that. So why is SFE important? So I'm going to address this topic from the angle of Swedish government. I think why I also feel a little distressed, seeing that the language is a serious barrier for me to get access to some of the things I really want. At the same time, I also appreciate them, because for me, it's an opportunity to pick up a new language, and that means I'm going to be trilingual. Then, for them, it's an opportunity to preserve their culture. They don't want to joke with their language, and I am the one who came here to look for, you know, a good opportunity. So, in fact, that helps my willingness to take up the language. And that was one of the reasons I started this channel, that myself and some other learners could connect, and then we can be teaching ourselves, or people that are coming in new, they can also learn. You can also learn as I learn, because I plan that as I learn, I'm bringing into this channel. It's also a way of improving myself, and then passing on the instruction out there, how I'm taught to pronounce, how I am taught to read, to write, how I am taught to do everything. In fact, I intend to also come and say things, and if by chance I connect with someone who is already very fluent and knows the language very well, and the person is willing to tell me, no, that's not the way to do it, let's do it this way, this is the right way, this is the best way, I'm also open, I'm willing. So if you are the type who loves cultural heritage, preservation of cultural heritage, taking up SFE will be your grant for supporting Swedish government, for ensuring that that culture still keep going. It's not gone. Their language is not gone, because of course we know that language is one very important aspect of culture. All right. Now, why is SFE important too? Why is it important? If you also have any opinion, please you can drop it on the comment section, and I will attend to it. Why is SFE important too? SFE, I think I've overemphasized this in this stream, that SFE is very, very important for your professional growth in Sweden. And integration, you want to learn their culture, you want to learn their food, you want to mingle with them. In fact, you want to influence them positively, and you want to be a change driver in Sweden. You need the language. It is very, very important to you. And at the basic level, I'm going to say that at the basic level, you cannot do many things in Sweden without the language. Many things you can't. Many things cannot be done and will not be done until you pick up the language. Yeah. So that's my last point for this live stream. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you. I really appreciate. Please, do you have any more questions for me? Any more comments before I say goodbye in this live stream? I didn't intend it's going to be long. But then I hope it's worth it. Please, does it worth it? Do you think this live stream worth it? Please say something on the comment section. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't also forget to like, share this stream. Let many people like me who is also learning and trying to pick up this language, let them connect. Let us learn together. Learning together is also a way of ensuring we get the language. So don't forget to always connect with me. Be on the lookout for my videos, and I'm going to be doing a lot of live streams as I get opportunity. Live streams in my classes. As I see that I'm going to have opportunity, I will let you know. Thank you so much, and that will be a bye for now. Bye, everyone.